Hello, today I want to talk to you about my best Christmas and my worst Christmas. And I think my worst Christmas was I was sitting on a bus moving from one part of the country to the other, and it was a few years ago where I lived in the northern part of the United States, and I moved to the southeastern part of the United States, and it was, I think, I rode on a bus, so it was like a 36-hour drive, and honestly, it just totally didn't feel like Christmas. I knew that it was Christmas, but there was no feeling of Christmas anywhere, even though I did have a lot of help on that bus that day, but I'm going to tell you another day about that. It was a Christmas miracle. So my best Christmas was, I think, when my oldest son was singing in a musical choir, and we went to this musical to see it that afternoon on Christmas Eve. You know, in Germany here we're celebrating more on Christmas Eve. That's like the main celebration is Christmas Eve, and we do have the first Christmas day and the second Christmas day, and everything is closed on the first and the second Christmas day. We actually have 2 Christmas days, but we usually come together and have the biggest celebration on Christmas Eve. So that's for us the most important thing. So on that afternoon there was this musical, and it was, of course, surrounding Jesus' birth and the beautiful story, and it was just a beautiful musical that the church presented, and so many kids were in there, but my son was one of the angels, and I just really enjoyed and loved this time. And then we came home and we had a light dinner, and it's a German tradition to actually have a really light dinner on Christmas Eve because you went to church before, so you do not have time to prepare a big dinner. And of course I'm a vegetarian, but so I'm not eating what the traditional way is, what you would eat on Christmas Eve, which would be potato salad and sausage. That would be one of the traditional Christmas Eve dinners, because it's quick. You can prepare it ahead of time. You don't need a lot of time because you went to church. And then of course we would come home and eat, and then sing Christmas songs and maybe read a few Christmas stories. And I remember I did that evening, and I just loved it. And then of course we had the exchange of the presents, and it was just a really joyful, very quiet and calm celebration. Not a lot of people were there. It was just really immediate family, really small, and so it was really quiet. And I love to draw my senses inside and really feel drawn inward on Christmas and really concentrate on the birth of Christ, which is the center around Christ. I do not enjoy the materialistic things, the concentration of just the presents and a ton of it, and just everything being loud and ever being wild. I just love to be more drawn in and in silence. And I wanted to add to my list of what I like for Christmas and what I didn't like. I wanted to add something funny, because last year they took a poll of what was the worst gift for women that they received on Christmas, and I thought it was just amazingly interesting, because the number one gift that women got and they hated the most was a screwdriver. Could you imagine? This was a number one, just right after kitchen equipment, but a screwdriver was really number one. Guys, kids, number one? Okay. Well, my personally worst gift that I received in my life was a VCR that I packed up one year for somebody special that I thought they would really like. And the year afterwards, I received the same gift back, the same DVD, VCR back then, the same VCR back as my Christmas gift. And I didn't say anything, but I thought that was really not really thoughtful. Or it was thoughtful. Who knows what the intention was. But I think last year also was my worst Christmas gift. I got actually kitchen equipment. And it's not on my favorite list of kitchen equipment. It's not on my favorite list of Christmas gifts. My favorite Christmas gifts, and I really had to think about it because it's not really about gifts on Christmas. So I thought hard about what was my favorite Christmas gift, and I think it was always jewelry. That I absolutely loved getting jewelry on Christmas, and maybe that's a standard, but I do love jewelry for Christmas. I had to think about it, you know, if I would get a puppy for Christmas, then that would be my favorite gift for sure. I got that one time for my birthday. I got my boxer for my birthday, never on Christmas, so that would have been my favorite gift. But maybe one year I'll get a puppy for Christmas. And maybe that's really standard too, but that's just what I love. I hope you enjoyed this video and tune in tomorrow again.